I can do one that's very, very half-baked. Um,
You owe us a pseudo demo too, right?
oh, did I not do that already? I can do that one too. That
Yeah,
one, that
do one of
that
those
one
if you
hopefully
could.
is full baked
Nice
because
little
it's
marketing version.
product. Um, so I've been spending a little bit of time related to migration. There's like the legitimate use cases that we don't yet actually solve that Looker does in particular around using liquid formatting. It's a pretty big hack inside Looker to be able to use parameters to effectively dynamically change SQL or dynamically change HTML for formatting. And we want to do it in a different way. We want to basically have higher level control flow logic in Omni to make it easier. This is definitely not fully baked, but effectively, what we're thinking about adding is a new kind of object or a new kind of control. Similar to a filter that would let you do it. So just to show you like a specific example here, we've got US revenue. I'm going to create a field selection control. And forgive the UI, it is hideous. Uh, I'm going to add a new option here to be able to toggle between the two, and basically it'll allow you to dynamically update the query using this higher level control. Or to give another example, we could do things like add a time frame selection and show the count and dynamically update the granularity of dates or like swap out dimensions and the like too. Uh, the idea would be this is like a filter can operate on a dashboard, can listen to dashboard level controls and sort of conditionally apply it to. So you could do things like have a dashboard that's your impressions dashboard and then toggle to clicks or toggle to cost at a high level too. So it's definitely it's not yet real, but starting to come together.
Jamie, I know you're doing that in Explorer right, or in the workbook right now. Will we also be able to do it on a dashboard at some point?
Definitely. And you can imagine too other types of controls that you may want. So like this is a field selector kind of control, and like we could definitely improve the UI. Like maybe it could be, a picker kind of a thing where you got like impressions, clicks, cost. But the like another really common use case too is just a general like arbitrary input. So like how do you put in, like, you want to do a forecast and you want to basically put in a growth rate, and you maybe want like a slider or something like that too. And you could have sort of parameterized input. Lookers uh, Liquid allows for some of that parameterized input, but you basically are forced to put it inside SQL. But you could do a lot. SQL could do kind of anything. But we could sort of give you higher level controls to it. It'll feel more like a application builder where you have sort of like toggles and inputs and the like too. But
Great.
and definitely want it
Sh-
to be on the dashboard.
Jamie, would you be able to stack these? Like if you wanted to add multiple things to a single dashboard as well from the UI dashboard experience?
Yeah, definitely. So like already it will work where basically you could have multiple controls for a given tile. And then you can also imagine too you'd have like many controls. Like you really like a filter is one type of control. It's a control that's basically controlling the where logic inside a SQL statement too. Here's another type of control where we're controlling and parameterizing like the fields, sort of the select statement in effect inside the SQL statement too. But there are a wide range of other things we could do and you might want to add.
Where was that? Like, where does the logic that contains the switch live? Is it a model object? Is it a front
So
end thing? Like, what
right
is
now,
it?
it's just a front end thing. It
I
doesn't
like that.
necessarily preclude it from becoming a modeled thing too, but like right now, I really think of it as almost like query. It's like query config kind of piece there. Um,
I think that's great, actually.
yeah, I think so too. We were going kind of back and forth whether or not this is a filter or not, or whether or not this is like a modeled object or not too. And like it is it's a kind of a different thing. And I think actually forcing it into the construct of the existing objects would be potentially weird.
Would it be easy to duplicate to other dashboards if you just open up a new tab, or how would
I think that's the one of the most interesting questions because I think what we want to do is create these kind of like high level components. They're like, like for example, we do want them to be reusable. So like even though they're not in the model, it doesn't necessarily mean we wouldn't be able to reuse it. But like I think of this as almost like a retool object, like where you could basically construct a lightweight data application and say you have a time frame selector is probably a one that we will pre-build into everyone. So like we just have sort of a little bit of context and know what timeframes are. But like maybe you have like a the dollar formatting selector thing, and you want to go euro to pounds to US dollars. I don't know. It's not a great example because really what you want to do is dynamically change how you're constructing that. But like just imagine that like you've got actually Steven's got a great demo for putting the euro behind the format or in front of the format. So we're not actually changing the data. But you might want to have that be something that's more like reusable across your Omni instance, so that you can have something that's a little bit more persistent too.
Yeah,
Thanks,
same with
Shane.
filters too, right? Like you'd want to reuse filter, like people create
Totally.
all this stuff. It'd be really neat to have this kind of reusable control component type thing.
Yeah, this came up on a call just an hour ago. Awesome.